Hey there, fellowship. Welcome to this week's episode. Before we get going, have you heard about Anchor by Spotify? Well, if you have an idea for a podcast and an audience that you think will listen, Anchor by Spotify is the right choice. You can record, you can edit, and you can distribute your podcast to all the major platforms all on your phone or your computer. Everything you need in one place. The Anchor app or Anchor.fm. So go to those places right now. Record your voice. We want to hear it. And welcome to this episode of the Pretty Neat Podcast.
We did the Lightning Lane, and we started in California Adventure because I was just saying we did the Food and Wine Festival.
Which I want to hear your thoughts on. Keep going.
Excellent. We do it every year. I bought two, they call them sip and savor passes, come with 8 tabs. Alcohol is not included in the tabs.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. And I was commenting on the lack of efficiency on the layout of the Food and Wine Festival. So if you're familiar with California Adventure, you have their vineyards, which is across the main causeway from Avengers Campus.
Yes.
But then on the opposite side, crossing over to where you would go over the bridge to Pixar Pier, if you keep going, there's the Paradise Gardens, which is where they have their beer garden as well. In the Food and Wine Festival layout, the California Craft Brew food cart is by the beer garden, and then the additional wine, the uncorked food cart, is over by the winery section, which I thought, in terms of efficiency, not everybody's just going to want to go and get wine. Why don't you put the California Craft Brews cart where the winery is, so you get a nice spread of options, and then put the wine cart over by where the beer garden was? But that's not how they did it.
You're talking about the winery, like the restaurant kind of on the other side of the Grizzly River Mountain?
Yeah, so the Trattoria, I think it's a Trattoria.
Okay, yeah.
That is where they have the wine cart for the Food and Wine Festival.
When you say cart, do you mean kiosk, or do they have an additional thing?
It's a kiosk. I mean, I'm saying
the
cart.
ones that are always there.
Correct.
Okay.
So instead of giving you options on both sides, if you want to get a beer, you need to then traverse all the way to the other side and get that, and then likely come back to pick up some food items. And then conversely, if you're on the far side and you want to get food, but you want a nice glass of wine, you then need to go to the other end of the main drag where they have all of the food kiosks set up to do so. I just thought it was inefficient. Anyway.
Did you see any cool merchandise in between your travels that you bought?
No. I mean, yes.
Then they achieved their goal by making you walk for it.
Oh, he got you.
Not that I did, but my wife did. My wife ended up buying.
They got you.
The same.
They got you.
Yeah.
My wife ended up buying.
You want a beer? You're gonna have to walk by all this cool shit to get it.
All this cool shit.
It's time for the Pretty Neat Podcast.
We're gonna stick in nerdland. Welcome to the Pretty Neat Podcast.
Some would say we never leave Nerdland. I know I don't.
That's true.
Welcome to Nerdland.
It's the right place to be. It's a good spot in Nerdland. We listen to this show, the Pretty Neat Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron. With me is Ryan and Dom, the co-host with the mojostis. I don't know. I'm so fucking tired.
Dustin Jacoby won't be joining us tonight.
He won't.
There was some speculation.
There was.
But he won't be here.
His loss.
His loss.
It is his loss. I agree.
Mm-hmm. I thought I was be tired. But Ryan, how was Disneyland?
Wonderful. Thank you for asking. It's I don't think it's called the California Food and Wine Festival, but it is in California Adventure.
The Food
And
and
that-
Wine Festival 2023.
And yeah,
Oh.
2023.
I am going to buy the Corkicle wine cup glass.
All right.
Did you see it?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I'm not much of a wine enthusiast.
Oh, I am.
I know you are.
Yeah.
It's one of many intriguing things about you.
Thanks.
Uh,
We should go to the winery sometime. It's a good time.
I'm totally down.
Meet the good doctor and his
I
wife
am-
there. It'd be an even better time.
Here's the thing, Ryan. I'm a member at a couple wineries. There is a near 100% chance we will, in fact, run into the good doctor and his wife at one of them. It's happened to me multiple times unplanned.
Yep. Hey, look,
No,
I got myself a bottle of Prime, and I wanted to wait.
no
to try
free
it.
shout outs.
Well, Logan Paul, they might listen to the show. Why not? Give us a sponsorship. I want to try Meta Moon.
Meta Moon?
I'm excited.
That one is probably my favorite. I also like the Rocket Pop one.
Oh, have you tried it?
I've tried all of them.
That tastes exactly how I thought crypto would taste. Whoa, this tastes
Something
exactly...
that's fake that we all agree is real. Which is kind of what regular. I don't want to talk about regular money or crypto because that's basically what regular money is too.
That's exactly. It's a promissory note.
Yeah,
it's not even a promissory note because they got rid of the gold standard in like 79 or whatever.
You're right.
This tastes exactly like a very specific candy or something.
It's green paper that I exchange electronically to take items from places.
This tastes like Pez. This is
You think it
Pez.
tastes like Pez? You don't like it? I actually like the Prime drinks.
It is pretty good. It's not bad. It does taste
I have
like
not had the
Pez.
energy ones though. The ones in the can.
Yeah. Let me see here. Was there one other piece of news to talk about before we recap?
NFL stuff. Where's Austin Eckler gonna go?
Who needs a running back?
Do you even care? And that's a real question.
Oops.
Do I even care
That they would trade him?
I am indifferent.
Yeah.
I'm indifferent.
That's how I felt about Jalen Ramsey.
What's interesting about that is running backs, right? He's 27. Running backs, their value like really just totally falls off a cliff.
Nosedives. Yeah.
When they approach 30 years old. So even if he does have a year or two left of like ultra productivity, if you can get some high value draft picks or a young prospect, take it.
Yeah, I agree. You definitely
the
don't
money.
want to lock up cap space with him.
Yeah, take that shit. You need to give an extension to Justin Herbert.
In the NFL, Aaron, there are two positions that are non-negotiables. Do you know what they are?
Yes.
Okay. What are they?
The center and the linebacker.
No. Quarterback and left tackle.
Well, your quarterback's nothing without the center.
And quarterback is the real non-negotiable one. The Chargers in no way, shape, or form could ever trade Justin Herbert. Literally every other player on that roster is expendable.
Agreed.
And it's just the way football works. Looks like Aaron Rodgers is going to the Jets.
He is going to go to the Jets.
I want to go to a darkness retreat.
Sure,
or
you
whatever the fuck he does, a silent one or something.
It was a darkness retreat. He
What's
went to go
that?
sit in the darkness.
Is that really what it is?
Yes.
Yes, that's really what it is.
You just go sit in the dark for what, like a few days, weeks?
Sit your ass in the dark.
That's ridiculous.
Sid the dark bitch. So Aaron Rodgers goes to a darkness retreat, and John Morant has to go to a counseling center in Florida for 2 days to know why he shouldn't flash guns on Instagram lives at Colorado strip clubs. What a
You see
time to
that-
be alive, guys.
Do you see that he was getting suspended for 8 games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is? That's
Nothing.
he is the one of the 3 guys who will be the face of this league in like 9 minutes, so we can't tack him with a 50 game, because if it's almost anyone else, they hammer him with 50 games and maybe the team cuts him. You know what I mean?
Do you think the team would cut him?
John Morant, no, but like
Oh, you're saying if he's any other guy?
Yeah,
you're fucking toast.
if it's like the 8th guy in your bench, the team is like, fuck that. But if it's John Morant, it's like, well, we aren't really sure when he got the gun, and we aren't really sure why he's doing that gun celebration or why he threatened that teenager with it, and we don't really know whose gun it was. And he went to this counseling thing, so 8 games and the 4 games is already miscount. Like, okay, I'm all for it. Don't get me wrong. I am all for preferential treatment, but I wish they would just say that's what it is.
This raises a totally random side topic, but semi-related. Because of Jake Gyllenhaal filming that UFC movie after the Jones
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse. Thank you. Yeah, and you talking about this, and recently wanting to watch Little Giants. I wanted to show it to my wife, which is a great movie, but that's actually the thing. You're actually in line with what I misspoke earlier, which is there's not really any good football sports movies.
There's Any Given Sunday,
which is probably the best,
The
right?
Longest Yard.
Which one? Like
original or remake?
Sandler. Sandler.
What about The Replacements with Keanu Reeves?
That movie opens with a lit song, and it's not My Own Worst Enemy. It's Ziploc, and he's so scuba funny. Diving and throwing a football underwater. That's not a great football movie. That's the greatest movie of all time.
Thank you.
Also,
for
Ziploc is
that.
a banger.
Because there's some good baseball movies too. I mean, there's no good MMA movies yet. I mean, like
Here Comes the Boom is good.
Okay, Here Comes the Boom is funny. The Warrior is like a good movie, sort of.
Doesn't he fight like 3 times in one day in that?
It's like a weird that's
that's
old school real. Pride UFC tournament. You're fighting multiple times in a night.
But Tom Hardy's scary as fuck in that movie.
He's like 5'1".
Yeah. He's a very small guy.
Tom Hardy is 4'6". You heard it here first.
Yeah. Tom Cruise is also, he's like 5'2" or 5'3".
Yes, he is.
Even when Dan Henderson was shocking that he's 5'9".
Not a big guy.
No.
That's a generous 5'9" for Hendo. And we love Hendo.
Yeah, we definitely do. Anyway, yeah. Because there's some good baseball movies. There are. Moneyball, is a good baseball movie.
Yeah.
There's shit.
Also, fuck Leo Condés and Billy Bean, but
even
Moneyball.
Minor Leagues. And let's not forget the best movie of all time, Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year, which is what I like most about Rookie of the Year is how realistic it is.
It's super realistic.
What's the Charlie Sheen wild thing?
Minor League.
Major League.
Major League. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, Minor League is a thing, but what's the other one?
That's the second one. Major League 2, Back to the Minors. That's the second one.
I think that is what it's called, right?
No, I think that's the third one.
Oh, you're totally right. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
No, I think that's the third one.
Hey, detailed breakdown of Disneyland rides and obscure 90s movie references like Major Leagues 3 and the Three Ninjas, which I'm pretty sure we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
This is the only place you get that.
You're welcome.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about Surf's Up next week.
Surf Ninjas.
Johnny Tsunami.
That's what I meant.
Surf Ninjas. Hell yeah.
Surf Ninjas.
Okay.
Surf Ninjas.
Okay, we have a homework assignment for everyone who hosts and everyone who listens to the Pretty Neat podcast, which is somehow watch Surf Ninjas by the next episode.
Shockingly, it's not streaming anywhere. So there's that.
Ah, man, that's like early Rob Schneider too. Also, oh man, that's gonna be a trip.
We ride for Rob Schneider on this show.
We definitely do. Well, then I guess it's time.
Well, also, The Waterboy is a great football movie. The part where they're like, this has led Central Michigan to experiment with their towel boy at wide receiver, and they just show a little kid getting fucking laid out.
Dude,
That's brilliant.
He gets destroyed.
It's so good.
Yeah, we stand corrected. Waterboy, also a great football movie. Oh, there's that one with Mark Wahlberg, Invincible, the Disney one. That one's
I
not
haven't seen
That's
it.
terrible.
based on a true story, like a walk-on to the Philadelphia Eagles.
What am I talking about? Rudy. Ah, man, with
Never seen
Sam
it.
Rudy starring Samwise Gamgee and and uh and Happy from
Oh, hey,
Man.
speaking of, we're not the Fellowship anymore. We're the Hallows. Well, the three of us are the Hallows. Our followers are the Fellowship, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. Dominic
What are they
is
called in Harry Potter?
the
Not the
Deathly
people. Are they
Hallows
seekers? No, the people who are looking for them. Are they seekers?
that are looking for the Hollows.
Yeah, there's a term for people who are
Uh,
looking.
yeah,
Luna Lovegood's dad.
yeah,
Ophelius. Not
Xenophilius.
Xenophilius, thank you.
Yeah, he says
Ophelius
something
is
about.
fucking Shakespeare.
Yeah, Xenophilius says something about being a.
I think he calls them seekers.
I think you're right.
But
But
that's
yeah,
also
Dominic
Quidditch.
Dominic is our elder wand, as evidenced by his appreciation for greatness and the power that comes with it.
And Elder Wood.
And Elder Wood. Yeah, sure, that makes sense. Dominic Ryan is the resurrection stone because gee dang it, he's a steel trap of information and he can resurrect it from fucking nowhere, in my opinion. He's also probably what I would consider one of my closest loved ones. And if I would see anybody after I die, it would be him. And it would
Wow.
all be within the sanctum of truth. And
Wow,
I
that
mean,
was really
Thank you for
really-
calling it the Sanctum of Truth.
it is
yeah,
the sanctum of truth.
yeah. And I'm the
What?
invisibility cloak because when other sports come on, I become invisible.
Oh,
all I watch is
that
UFC.
makes sense. That's how we
Heyo.
got there, and that does make sense. The Crumplehorn Snorkack is real. Also, I have to know, this is going to drive me fucking crazy. What are the people who are looking for the Hallows called? There's a term for them. He says it.
Does he?
Yes.
They're called Hallow Hunters,
This is just not fair. I want to say seekers.
the Deathly Discoverers.
No. I'm going to have to read that entire book.
Okay,
I'll do it.
report back.
I've only read it fucking 11 times. Also,
If any-
Undesirable #1 is a fucking sick title.
It is. That's what Merab Dvalishvili should change his name to,
Ooh.
because that's who he should be to anyone in bantamweight. Because he is undesirable #1.
Should that be like an award we start giving out?
Yeah, if somebody is so fucking terrifying that you'd like never want to insult them on the street, yeah, I'm down. Did you guys watch Merab Dvalishvili completely destroy Piotr Jan?
I did, yes.
I did. Dismantling. Pure
Smothering.
dismantling.
Smothering.
Smothering?
Smothering.
Smothering. Look at that. I mean, he broke a whole bunch of records. 202 total strikes against 87. Half of those, and then he had 50% accuracy. But look at the fucking takedowns. 11 takedowns of 49 attempts. What else was he doing the whole fight? You know what,
It
Ryan?
appears to be in chapter 21 of the Deathly Hallows.
You know what he was doing, Ryan? He was smothering.
He was smothering.
He was paying attention to what you guys were talking about while I looked up for the term for the people searching for the Deathly Hallows.
Like,
Aaron, if I remember correctly, I'm calling you to the carpet again. You fuck.
wow.
At what was that trivia game where you were like #1 on the entire West Coast for Harry Potter trivia? How do you not know?
Quiz up.
How do
Yeah.
you not know what they're called?
Well, I was the #1 trivia for Harry Potter movies in California, if I recall.
I swear to God, I'm quitting this show if you tell me you've never read the books.
Of course I've read the books.
Okay.
Multiple times.
I was
But still.
legitimately going to throw my computer monitor. It's beer run time. Pause.
Okay.
They said it was the Hollow's quest. People that
Yes.
believed in the Deathly Hollows, that they called it the Hollow's quest to find the Deathly Hollows.
Yep, they called it. Here it is. Those undertaking the journey called themselves questers.
Questers.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Our followers are questers.
Yeah.
We found it.
Believers in the Deathly Hollows believed in the Deathly or the Hollow's quest and then referred to themselves as questers.
Do you guys have a favorite like fantasy literature series?
Ready Player One. Got her for life.
Okay, that's fair. I showed
It's-
that right before we started reading Hunger Games to my ninth graders to give them some context for dystopian literature.
Oh, really? You showed the
Yeah,
movie or the book?
I showed the movie, yeah.
Book is an okay, or the movie's a good little facsimile for
They
that
enjoyed it, and I just needed them to understand what a dystopia was. Ryan, what's yours?
So I agree with Dom, or not Dom, Aaron. Ready Player One's good. I don't know if it's my favorite because book two wasn't nearly as good as book one, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
And the movie doesn't do the book justice because it has all these licensing restrictions, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's so far away.
So growing up, I read a lot of what is now the extended universe Star Wars books, which is, you know, pretty on the nose for me.
Mhm.
I still actually have all of them here in my office / extra bedroom. There's just like books and books and books of extended universe Star Wars novels.
Did you not have them on display 20 years ago
I did,
on the farm? Yeah, I remember.
I'm for it.
and I still have them. My wife gives me shit because I don't throw any books away. I was like, they're books. I could reread them.
Yeah, or
So
maybe
I'd
you
have
have
to
to
go
look
with-
up what Deathly Hollows hunters are called.
Yeah, I'm like, hold on, let me pull out.
Let
Let
me
me
grab the
pull-
book.
let me
So
pull
what
out-
did you search for? I searched for a title for people looking for the Deathly Hallows Xenophilius Lovegood. I literally used Google the way my grandma uses Hey Siri.
Well, I think we found it at the same time, Ryan. Did
Yeah,
we
so
not?
I searched for were believers in the Deathly Hollows called Seekers, and it pulled up Hollow's Quest in the Harry Potter wiki.
Yeah, and I searched for who searched for the Deathly Hollows, and it brought
Peverell
up the
brothers.
Hollows quest. Well, they were given the Hollows. I asked who searched
Oh
for
yeah,
them,
sorry, yeah.
and that's where it brought up the Hollows quest. Yeah.
There's sort of
Anyway.
like subtle hints that Harry is a descendant to them. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I love that. So yeah,
Or
Merab
not so
Dval-
subtle hint, depending on your reading of it.
right? Merab Dvalishvili. Oh boy.
Which is to say, they directly say they are your ancestors. Anyway, sorry, go ahead. Merab Dvalishvili.
Yeah, I mean, bantamweight's exciting. Bantamweight is exciting. You have Henry Cejudo fighting Aljamain Sterling next. And I mean, Sugar Sean is now what? Gonna fight Merab?
I don't know. That's the big question: is that Sugar Sean doesn't have anybody lined up.
Yeah.
And with Cejudo coming to the mix, it really puts him on the back burner because who else would he fight?
Did you guys know Merab is now number 1 in the official UFC rankings and Sugar Sean is 2?
Oh, really?
I did not know
Sugar
that.
down?
On the UFC website, the UFC.com/rankings, which I always have up for reference while we're recording.
Nice.
That is wild.
There it is. Well, I mean, I look at Merab's performance against Piotr versus Sean's. Absolutely, Merab should be number 1.
Okay, based on that logic, I
That's fair.
totally agree with that
That's
because
fair.
it was
That's why Sean was
I
up
think-
there in the first
I
place.
think we could all keep ourselves accountable. And when we watched that fight the first time with Sugar Sean and Piotr Jan, I thought Piotr won the fight, and I candidly thought it was judge robbery when he was awarded the loss.
Which is not irrational.
No, not at all.
Okay, so I love the idea of there being like a way better version of the BMF belt, but it being undesirable number 1. I think it's definitely Merab because I think
Mhm.
anybody in the top 8 at bantamweight is like, fuck. that.
Yeah.
With the intent that undesirable number one is somebody nobody wants to fight, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
definitely don't want
absolutely.
your
Yeah,
agent.
no,
Like-
your
not that they're
agent,
lying about his motives and him being evil.
Yeah, your agent
Undesirable number
calls you
one is nobody wants to take that fight.
Yes.
Yeah, your agent calls you and he's mourning his congratulations to you on who you're gonna fight next.
Would O'Malley Dvalishvili be the biggest non-title fight in UFC history at this point?
No.
Probably
No.
not. No.
Okay. Sorry.
Get that
It would
get
be
that shit
big.
out of here.
What is the biggest non I don't want to get into that. At some point
biggest
we should. The biggest
non-title fight?
non-title fight in UFC history.
Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. Or Conor
I guess
McGregor, Michael Chandler will be.
yes,
could be.
that's. I guess it depends on what we're saying. Big.
Yeah, well,
I don't mean like
there's-
most eyeballs. I mean like the biggest fight that they could make that isn't a title fight.
Yeah.
It's Chandler. It's Chandler
It's
Poirier.
Chandler.
It's Poirier McGregor Chandler, and
Yeah.
we're all now dumber for having listened to me say that. So I apologize.
Well,
May God have mercy on your soul.
one thing we're also passing over or just haven't gotten to yet is that Merab and Aljamain won't fight each other. They're training partners.
That's
So-
a super convenient thing for Aljamain.
It
really is.
It is something to consider too, that if it continues on the current flight path, they've talked about Aljo going up to 145. I don't see that, if I'm being totally
No,
candid.
I
I
don't
don't
either.
see that at all. I think Volkanovski just eats him alive.
Mhm.
Uh,
I think Zombie would eat him alive.
it's just a totally different thing in regards to
Yeah.
what his strengths are, his physicality and his
Yeah.
ability to dominate on the ground. He wouldn't do that against people that are much larger than him.
Mm-mm.
So I don't see that, to your point.
I think he's gonna lose to Cejudo anyway.
I don't think so.
Really?
I
You
think
think-
Cejudo can get fucked.
Really? You think he'll lose though?
Did Nolan Arenado just hit a 3-run jack? No, he did not. Henry Cejudo is not going to beat Aljamain Sterling.
You don't think so?
No.
Really? How do you think it goes down then? I mean, we'll do that on our picks, but
When it comes time, yes. We also have to make a pretty neat parlay this week.
yeah, we definitely do. There's some big fights this weekend.
Yeah.
That means we should get moving, frankly.
No,
But-
let me keep rambling about other stuff.
That's half the
Jesus.
show. Anyway, so yeah, that was a congratulations to Merab Dvalishvili. No apology necessary for the 212th time consecutively you have said no to coming on the show.
That is accurate. Is this the end for Piotr Jan?
I don't think so.
No. So it came to light. Somebody said it I think it was in the post fight, that his initial request to be released from the UFC was because of the close decisions that he had taken in
Uh-huh.
losses over the last two fights.
Yep.
But I don't think he could dispute this, right?
Mm.
Unless he's just an irrational person.
Not if they show him the stats.
It kind of smells like he felt like he got robbed, so he didn't learn. You either win or you learn. He didn't learn because he didn't. He thought he won, right? And the result was Merab Dvalishvili studied the last two fights where he lost, and he exploited all of it by never giving him a chance to do anything. He smothered.
So
Is that-
Merab is 32. That feels a little old to be on the sort of ascent path that he's on, but maybe I'm wrong. He's 2 years older than Piotr Jan. That's weird.
Yeah. I don't think he got to the UFC until he was in the late 20s.
Yeah.
Somebody fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure that was the case.
At least he's maybe been in the UFC for 5 years at most.
Funkmaster's 33, so
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, they have trained together almost the whole time. Anyway, before we forget, Alexander Volkov proved that there should be an E before that last R in his first name when he knocked out Alexander Romanov, who does not spell his first name with that E, in the first round. Romanov looked chubby, especially compared to his last few, in my opinion. But Volkov is nasty. He's getting more nasty. Not that he's any threat to John Jones, but he is getting nasty.
He's getting nasty.
Yes. Nikita Krylov dispatched Ryan Superman Span in round 1 on their rebooking, which turned out to be a way less interesting match than I thought it was going to be.
I disagree. I thought it was really back and forth until it went to the ground, and because there were sub attempts on both sides.
There were.
That triangle though, that was nice.
Yeah. And Ryan tried that shotgun punch and dropped right into it. It happened so fast. He fell right into it. But what did you think about the decision of Martinez versus Umar or Saeed Nurmagomedov? Because it's like there was some questionable judging there.
Yeah, I question it, but at the same time, what we can rely on consistently is the inconsistent judging of those contests by all MMA judges. So,
yeah,
Dana White, as much as he's a promoter at heart, and he wants fights to be ultra exciting and not go to the judges' scoring cards, he's right. Don't leave it in the hands of the judges, because if you get fucked, that's on you.
Yep. Yeah. Totally. I think the only other fight on the card that really deserves a great shout out is Davy Grant getting the inverted triangle, the 4th in UFC history. It's
Davy Grant.
It's like the second
That's
rarest
pretty cool.
sub.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And Jordan Monkey King Levitt is one of the other 3 people who have completed that, which is pretty friggin' cool. Yeah, that was this past weekend. So many fun things, but we have to talk about the card that's coming up this weekend because it's a rematch for the ages.
And now it's time for the Pretty Neat Podcast picks.
The Ages, a trilogy, in fact.
This is like the Queen that never was. This is the trilogy that never was, because nobody remembers that they fought once before the last time.
Well, it was back before either of them really established themselves. Even Kamaru was on the up and up, and you're right. Now we're oh, remember when Rocky was Rocky and he knocked him out in the 5th round, and it was like a movie? Can he do it again? Is he going to be able to do it again? I'm going to tell you right now, we're not even there yet. I don't think that shit happens again.
You don't?
No, not even close. I think Kamaru's coming in as the Terminator and is not going to stop until he achieves his retribution.
I was double checking because for whatever reason, I thought that Leon Edwards, the first fight, was his debut in the UFC, but it wasn't. His debut was on the finale of Ultimate Fighter in 2015. But now we know. Yeah, this is definitely a does the Rocky moment happen again thing. I am so twisted on this. I'm so twisted on it.
Why?
It's a head heart thing. Everything in my head says Kamaru Usman will dominate this fight because he dominated the last fight and he won the first fight. But my heart says Leon is going to want this more. And I think he'll be more prepared for Kamaru. But like I said, it doesn't logically make sense. Maybe it's just a want. It's just a yearning.
Aaron, why do you love an underdog so much?
And a fucking interim belt.
I love an underdog when it's Luke Skywalker hitting the exhaust port on the Death
Okay,
Star. There's
okay,
one thing they
okay.
can do to get it done to make it a great story.
Does Leon Edwards
no.
have like an incredibly well established lineage of Force users with incomparable midichlorian counts?
I don't know, but
Probably
nobody
not.
does.
Which I've
But what we
heard
do know
in
is that
Pawnee, Indiana, the soil is like chock full of midichlorians. That's a
what we
double joke.
know
Aaron,
is the Death Star can be
no,
blown up if you hit it in the
no.
one spot, just like happened
No.
to Kamaru.
Sit down. Class is in session.
Okay, I'm listening. I'm listening,
At
Professor.
at no point in any of the however minutes those 3 atrocious films span, yeah, I said it, was Luke Skywalker the underdog. At no point was he the underdog. Nobody thought that he was going to miss.
Well, of course not.
Ever. The very first time that movie was shown in a theater in front of people, nobody thought he was going to miss. He was never an underdog. They try to paint the Rebel Alliance as an underdog.
The audience doesn't, but the people who live in that world thought he was going to. Why did he put away his scope? Blah blah blah. They thought he was going. We're not the audience. Like he has one.
Don't you dare call Leon Edwards Luke Skywalker.
I'm not. I'm saying Kamaru Usman has an exhaust port.
You played Fallen Order, right?
Fallen Order?
Jedi
yes,
Fallen Order?
Yeah.
You remember Vader at the end of that game?
Yeah.
That's Usman. And Leon Edwards is Cal Kestis. You can't fight him. You can only hope you escape quick enough through a place that's suddenly underwater for no apparent reason.
Well, Cal, that's not a good comparison because Darth Vader didn't lose to Cal Kestis.
He didn't lose to Luke Skywalker either.
That's why I didn't compare him to Darth Vader. I compared him to the Death Star, which is very different. Very, very different.
You're saying...
And I never said I was just rooting for the underdog. I root for the person who has one path to victory, and if they get it, that's awesome.
A fluke head kick with 38 seconds left in the fight or whatever it was?
Yes, that's beautiful.
And you think that's going to happen twice? That's
no.
Not how averages. That's not how percentages work.
I never said it was going to happen twice. I think it would happen sooner. If Leon was going to get it done.
In fact, said verbatim, it happened once, it's going to happen again, I guarantee it. Those were your words.
I didn't say head kick. I said he could win.
I'm kidding. No, obviously I know
he blew up the Death Star once, he can blow it up twice. I've seen it happen in fiction.
Okay. But Luke Skywalker didn't blow up the second Death Star. Han Solo did.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. So what we're saying is that Kamaru should win, because Luke will not blow up the Death Star again. And then Kamzat will take it away.
Kamzat is gonna fight at middleweight. He's not gonna do welterweight. I don't think he's gonna stay down there.
No,
Usman Shamaev is a really interesting fight.
It is.
I would about Makhachev though. Because he's gonna move up. He's already said he's going to move up one day.
Usman Makhachev?
Yeah.
I got Usman.
I think Usman's a lot bigger than him.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? I am really... I'm not that excited about anything Islam does. I'm not interested in seeing him fight Kamaru Usman. That might not be fair of me. I don't know.
I think it depends on if Usman wins this weekend. Anyway, we're going to get to that fight. We should look at the early prelims.
So here's what we're going to do for the Pretty Neat Parlay this time.
Okay.
I'm going to give the two of you 3 fights to put on it.
Okay.
I have not made picks. Why haven't I made picks? Because if you've been taking Dom's Pretty Neat Parlay advice the last few times we've done this, you've lost. So
guess what?
This time it's you guys. And I will do as you said. I will put some real money on it. The money that we potentially win will pay for something that we will explain at a later time.
Okay.
But Ryan and Aaron know what it is. But that's where we're at.
Okay.
And there's one of these fights that looks delicious.
There's a lot of good fights. I'm
saying from an odds perspective, one of them really stands out to me.
Yeah. Well, and if Ryan, to clarify, are Ryan and I each coming up with a parlay?
No, the two of you will come up with it together.
Okay. Well, the first fight of the evening has my first vote for parlay material, which is Juliana Miller, because she's a minus 425 over the plus 340 Veronica Macedo. And Juliana Miller, if you remember when she won Tough, she's a monster. And she's going out there to kill the other girl, not to win.
Hence why she's Killer Miller.
Yep, hence why she is Killer Miller. I do vote for this one. I understand if we want to get through the rest of the card, but this is my first vote for the Pretty Neat Parlay.
Okay, but correct me if I'm wrong, but parlays, right? We should be looking at potential underdogs that we have a strong feeling could win to maximize our profits.
That's true. And we can also add on fights that might be sure things.
Outside of that, I'm with you. 100% Killer Miller. She has a knack for finding the finish on the ground. She is definitely a jiu-jitsu specialist.
Yep.
But I like her here. 100%.
I do too. Then we have Hi Herbert and Ludovic Klein. Some lightweight actions, kind of a coin flip. Not too familiar with either of these guys except for Jai Herbert. But it's only in his recent fights.
No, Jai Herbert got knocked out by our boy from Georgia.
Yes. Oh man.
So I don't know how I feel about that.
Ilia Topuria.
Correct.
Yeah. Yep.
He beat Kama Worthy though.
He did. Yeah. Jai Herbert's fun. Oh, you were absent, Dom. Juliana Killer Miller, tough winner versus Verona Macedo is my first vote for the parlay, but we haven't nailed it down yet because she's a monster. Yes.
My gambling advice is not sound or good, but I don't think the very first fight on the card should go on the parlay. But it is your guys' parlay.
All right, we're working on it. Women's flyweight, JoJo Wood is taking on Luana Carolina, who got spinning back elbowed by Meatball Molly most recently, if I recall correctly. And JoJo Wood. Or is that a different person? Nope, she's coming off that loss. I like JoJo myself.
I don't like JoJo.
I just want her to win.
I am concerned that she's got nothing. She got married to her husband, who is the head coach at Syndicate MMA. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, in Vegas.
And she hasn't been the same fighter.
Fair. I am not gonna argue that.
So she's also 37.
Yeah. Right? She's a pioneer.
Your list there does not have odds, but ESPN and Caesars have JoJo Wood at a minus 190 favorite for what it's worth.
I think that makes sense with Luana's last performance. Then we have Jake Hadley and Malcolm Gordon. Not too familiar.
Malcolm Gordon is the backup dancer for my MMA themed 90s R&B boy band.
Oh
yeah. Christian Leroy Duncan and Dusko Todorovic. I mean, Todorovic is a machine.
So this is another one. Todorovic is a plus 175 underdog according to ESPN.
He would be one also on my parlay consideration.
It seems to be Duncan's. Is this his UFC debut? Yeah, he's coming over from Cage Warriors, where he was the champion.
Oh, that might change my perspective. Because Dusko does get jabbed a little bit.
It's what we call a stay away.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Not for me. You guys do whatever you want. I'm just gonna actually place the bet.
Yeah. Then we have one of the front men of your UFC R&B group, Lerone Murphy
Yes.
and
Yes.
Gabriel Santos are fighting.
He has the body for it too. Good for him.
Yeah. I like Lerone in this
What?
one.
Like you didn't
Ooh.
notice.
Good for him.
I like Lerone.
He beat Amirkhani.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody beats Ramakani of late.
I didn't.
When did you fight him?
At the
I
airport.
haven't. He is a minus 180 favorite. Yeah, at the airport in Burbank, formerly the Bob Hope Airport. Ryan, have you been to Universal Studios Hollywood?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Nice. Did you meet Mohammed Mokayev there or Jafel Philo?
So you don't show odds on this, but I would be willing to put Makayev on the parlay.
He is
Yeah.
a minus 900 according to Caesars.
Right.
Yep, he was on there.
Why?
Why is his name not jumping out at me?
So I'm pretty sure he's like born in Dagestan or some shit like that, but he grew up in the UK. So that's why he's repping the UK flag.
Yeah. I
But
feel like
he's a Dagestani at heart.
I feel like he just jumped into the flyweight rankings at number 12. Has he?
No, I think he's been around a little bit.
Has he? Oh yeah, he beat Gordon, who we were just talking about. Oh, would you look at that? And Johnson and Durden. Okay, so he's been around for a year. Okay. I'm interested. Add him to the parlay. Sam,
Is he on the parlay?
I
You're
think
using
so.
one of your three right here. Okay.
Well,
All
perhaps.
Are you sure?
Maybe. Sam Patterson is fighting Yanel Ashmos. And Chris Duncan and Omar Morales. Now, I like Omar in this fight, but it is in the UK. That might play into the United Kingdom's fighters. Oh boy. And then we get Jack Shore and Makwan Amirkhani, who we were just referring to.
Yeah, Jack Shore coming off a loss, which was his first loss as a professional. But I think he just destroys
He
Makwan
is a
here.
heavy favorite.
Yep.
Minus 500 everywhere I can find it.
Mr. Finland is going Mr. to Lost Town here.
You think he's been to Helsinki?
He's
Of course.
gonna go to hell when he sinkies in that fist.
This is an all-time episode, you guys. This is right on par with the one a couple weeks ago that the audio got messed up on and that Ryan missed.
Yeah.
This is an all-timer.
This is a good capper to the prelims, though, I will say. Then we move into the main event.
Friend of the show.
UFC 286. Friend of the show, Marvin Vittori.
Yep. Because we stood about 8 feet from him one time.
Yep, that one time. Remember Marvin?
I do remember.
Hey,
I remember thinking he's much bigger
Yeah.
than what 185 pounds sounds like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What
Give me the Georgian here.
Yeah, is this
Here's
on
the thing,
parlay?
though, plus 230 according to Caesars. You've got him at 235. My odds have Mr. Delidze at plus 208.
Oh damn. I like those odds. I think he's a parlay candidate. I think Vittori might have some trouble with Roman. I really do. I think the kicks will be a problem.
Good.
You guys
Good.
throw me the candidates, and at the end we'll sort of hash out. So far, I have Makayev and Delidze.
Yeah. Let's see. Jennifer Maya and Casey O'Neill are then fighting in women's flyweight. Oh boy. Casey O'Neill, excuse me, is number 12. And she's taking on Maya, who's number 8. And Casey O'Neill is the slight favorite. I actually like Jennifer Maya in this fight.
I tend to agree with you on that. Considering what she's done in past fights and Casey O'Neill is on the come up, I feel like she could dominate this on the ground.
Aaron, can I get some advanced? Can you click on that for me?
Yeah.
I need to see Jennifer Maya's strikes absorbed per minute, please.
Yeah. Let's take a look at that. Oh my God.
Wow, that wasn't it. There you go. I know that wasn't your fault, but still. Absorbed per minute 4.35. So O'Neill dishes out 8.65 significant strikes per minute at almost a 65% accuracy.
Yeah, she throws a lot more. I actually expected her takedowns to be defense to be a little less. Huh. Well, and she's still the sub. I still look at that controlled average fight time though. Jennifer Maya takes it.
Mm-hmm.
I still like Jennifer Maya here. Perhaps a candidate. Anyway, we move a little higher up to a fabulous welterweight bout between Gunnar Nelson from Isklandi and Brian Barberena. And if this goes to the ground, it's all Gunnar Nelson. If it doesn't, it's all Brian Barberena.
Well, isn't Brian taking this on really short notice too?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Gunnar Nelson was supposed to fight somebody else. I just can't remember who exactly at this moment. But yeah, this should be Gunnar Nelson's.
100%.
Yeah.
But Brian's a brawler, and to your point, if it stays on the feet, that's chaos.
It is.
Gunnar Nelson is a ground specialist. That's what
Yes.
he's known for.
Yeah. I don't see it going the way of like a Ryan Hall loss. Like if you remember when Ryan Hall got knocked the fuck out doing all the rolls. Like because he will stand. He stands a little bit more firm against strikers. He's an opportunist when it comes to takedowns rather than seeking them. So if Brian can maintain some distance and composure, and I could see him winning this, being quite a big upset. But no, this should be all Gunnar Nelson. I think it's weird that they used the underscore in his name. Oh well.
Gunnar underscore Nelson.
Yes, that should be his nickname. No, that should be Piotr Jan's nickname because he's always under the score. Anyway, then we get a very exciting fight, a lightweight bout between number 3 Justin Gaethje and number 6 Rafael Fiziev or Fiziev.
Fiziev.
Fuck beans. I have Fiziev in this by
Fiziev.
submission. I have Fiziev. I have Rafael first round submission. That's what I think.
Submission?
Yes.
Do you?
He doesn't submit anybody.
When was the last time Gaethje was submitted? Khabib?
No.
Charles Oliveira.
Oh yeah.
That revealed Justin Gaethje.
That revealed Justin. I want to reveal Justin.
He doesn't have. He has no.
I want to
jiu-jitsu.
reveal Michael Chandler. I'll tell you.
He has no
Yeah, you
jujitsu.
do.
Rafael's gonna take him down and put him out. I am positive.
See, I enjoy the plus 190 Justin Gaethje. I've got him at plus 190. I see you have him plus 195. Apples to oranges.
Yeah.
I tend to agree that if I'm going to take a flyer and make a parlay, I'm going to do that with Justin.
Ryan, have you had the patio
Interesting.
magic from Stone?
No.
It's an double IPA with white grape skins and sweet orange peel.
Okay.
It's delightful.
Have you ever heard
Sounds
of
good.
Brewmaker?
No.
It's a Keurig for beer.
Oh, yes, I have.
Yeah. I met the CEO this past weekend. Really, really nice guy.
And I'll be honest, if I haven't heard of that specific one, I have heard of other things very similar to that. And I am in the market for something like that.
Yeah.
Ryan, you and I would have you ever homebrewed beer?
Yes.
You and I would have a lot of fun doing that together.
Yeah. They
Cliff and I
what-
Cliff and I used to do that together.
What's a not gay way to ask you to go camping with me?
Hey, man.
That's a Ron Swanson.
You want to
joke.
go swim in a tent? You want to go sleep in a tent together?
Hey, maybe it's cold. We have to curl up. I don't know.
Oh man.
This is cool. How much is it?
Let's take a
Because
look.
I have a budget in mind for. Oh, you have to reserve it. It's not even out yet. No, I've not heard of this one. I'm sorry.
They're sold out.
Okay. Here's the thing. That's not terrible if it does everything it proclaims to.
Yeah. They won somebody who won a massive contest won using it.
I think I'm going to get into making my own mead and wine.
Mead,
That would be cool.
dessert wine.
I think I am going to move away. I enjoy
Anyway.
beer from a couple breweries. I think I'm going to kind of recommit to wine. There was a point in time where I was knocking out a bottle of wine per episode of this show. And there was another point in time where I was bringing a small cooler and sitting it next to me that neither of you knew about, so I could just pull from it. But yeah, I've moved back towards the vino.
Nice. So yeah, Justin Gaethje. That's a good one for the parlay.
Are we putting him on? Or at least for review?
I'm open to it.
Okay.
I'm open to that too.
I
And then
like
we-
him as I like having Justin Gaethje at plus odds. You very rarely get that. So,
Yeah.
and he's violent, man. And Rafael Fiziev, who is the same person as Mateus Gamrot,
They do
anything
like
could
to
happen.
fight. They do like he does like
How
to
many
fight.
strikes does Fiziev absorb per minute? Can I see that?
You know what else we're gonna have is a freshly breathing Justin Gaethje.
Oh, he got his
Yeah.
nose fixed?
Yeah.
That's good. That's very good.
Damn,
He
lands a
absorbs
lot.
4.8, and man, Gaethje lands a lot of strikes.
And so
Isn't Gaethje known as a
absorbs-
wrestler in the way Chandler is, but neither of them use it?
That's 100% correct.
So
That's
weird.
true. But now we know why Justin doesn't use it, because if he does and he goes to the ground, he gets submitted.
Aaron and I worked with a guy, Ryan. He may have come up on this show, who claimed to speak, and Aaron, correct me if I'm wrong. Was it 9 languages?
I don't
What?
remember exactly.
You
who we're
don't know what I'm talking about? Do you remember what I'm talking about though?
Probably.
So we worked with a guy who, if you spoke multiple languages on your name badge, they would put the languages that you spoke underneath it. And this individual had several listed. None of them, however, were Spanish, which was the one he was most likely going to need. And it just so happened someone
know
who
who you're
only
talking
spoke Russian came in one time. And this
And?
person claimed to speak it, and they called for him. And Ryan, you're a really smart guy. Do you think he spoke Russian?
He sure didn't.
No.
No. And
He
he got
sure
fired
didn't.
for stealing.
And he got fired for stealing. And off air, we'll tell you what he stole. And it's, I was standing across the street when I saw him walk out with it. And I was like, that's fucking cool. Good for him.
I
Wow.
thought, oh my gosh, someone really didn't want that transfer they just got approved for.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Anyway,
Wild times, dude. I wish I could go back and watch like a TV show of that.
seriously, I
Right?
think that about a lot of our work experiences.
Yes.
Anyway, then we move into the main event, the rematch we were talking about earlier, Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman. I got Kamaru.
I got Kamara.
What?
I told you I think Kamaru's gonna win. My head
Okay.
wholly says Kamaru Usman is gonna take this back.
But your heart, right? Your heart.
My
wants
heart
Leon.
says Leon Edwards figured Kamaru out, but that's not reality.
No, it's not.
No. Kamaru messed up.
This is Amanda Pena in male form, is what this is. I think Kamaru bends him over his knee and he spanks him.
Oh,
I think Kamaru shows us why not long ago he was considered undefeatable. And I think he stops him. I don't know if it's submission. I don't know if it's ground and pound. I don't know if it's Jorge Masvidal style. I'm going to turn your fucking lights out in front of your people, which Usman basically did to Masvidal in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I have not been watching Embedded. I didn't even watch the last Embedded.
I have.
That's what I think. How is it?
It's good.
Okay. I'm going to, maybe tonight.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, I think Kamaru gets it done. I think he gets it done before the championship rounds.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
I'll go so far as to say
Ooh.
he has something to prove.
Can we add that into our parlay as a
We can add anything you want into our parlay.
okay?
We're gonna
Because
prop it.
that would make it spicy.
So if we had Kamaru inside of
3.
I don't know if I can get that exact one. I can get Kamaru by KO or by
Do we have any?
sub.
It would be a TKO.
Can I get Kamaru by KO and the fight won't go the decision? Will it let me parlay that? Let me see.
Yeah. That would be a good one.
It will not. Let me parlay that. So
Oh. What are the options then for our parlay? Because I'm pretty actually quite happy with the ones we've chosen so far, and I don't think we have many more than 3.
the three we have discussed are Gaethje, Gaethje, Dolidze, and Makayev.
Makayev,
Now
which
the
is a
3
huge
of
favorite.
them as straight winners is plus 870, which is fucking wild. If we throw Kamaru in to win straight out, that's plus 1259.
That's a four fight parlay.
Yeah. Now, if we throw, is it going to let me do that? If we throw Kamaru and under 4.5, if it lets me do it, that's plus 3284.
Yeah.
So Kamaru, Gaethje, Dolidze, and Makayev to win, and Edwards, Usman to basically not go the distance is a plus 3284.
That's pretty incredible, in my opinion.
3284.
I think that's a very reasonable. That's an exciting parlay. Come on,
I have my pants on, but I can take them off.
Excuse me. I like
Ryan, because this is not my parlay.
We're settling on the 4 fight parlay.
It's 4 fights. It's 2 bets on the last fight, though. So 5 total bets.
Ah, yes.
So 4 fights and the championship one as a stoppage under, what'd you say? 2.5?
4.5.
4.5. Yeah, I like that.
I like
stoppage, no definitive, just a stoppage.
Yep. No, well, so it's the under 4.5 rounds, and we have Kamaru to win.
Yeah.
Gaethje, Dolidze, and Makayev to win.
Yeah,
I like that.
I'm ready to take my pants off right now.
Yeah. The only one on there that I'm all timid on is the Gaethje fight.
I agree with you, but that's why
it's a parlay.
Now, if I take that off of there, it's still plus 1091, which is not as good, but still good.
Yeah, that would be like my hedge.
Hedge.
I would place both of those. But
do you want me to place both of those?
No.
No.
No. The one bet.
No.
Not my parlay.
I don't wanna.
It's your money though.
The way I see it, I've already lost this money, so it doesn't really matter.
And that's how you have to view gambling.
And that is how I view gambling. So let's see.
Cool.
Shall I return it? Gaethje to win. Yeah, that dramatically changes the odds. That's wild.
What else you got? How can we send it off tonight, fellas?
Am I placing this parlay?
Yes.
Okay, let me make sure this works. Hang on. Because sometimes it won't let you double up on the same fight. So to review, Muhammad Makayev to win, Roman Dolidze to win, Kamaru Usman to win, and that fight to go under 4.5 rounds, Justin Gaethje to win.
Yes.
Okay, it won't let me do it. We have to remove either Usman to win or the under 4.5.
Under 4.5.
If we do that, the odds go to plus 1259.
Which is probably better than Kamaru to win.
No,
that is
we
Kamaru
put
to win.
Kamaru to win. What is it with under 4.5?
It's going to be slightly better, but I feel weirder about it.
So do I.
The under 4.5.
They've only gone over 4.5 once.
Plus,
and it was only by 8
plus
seconds.
23-17.
No, I'll take the straight up win.
Straight up
Aaron?
win.
Aaron,
I'm
you
fine
good with the
that.
straight up win?
Yeah.
So Kamaru to win, Gaethje to win, Dvalishvili to win, Makayev to win.
I like it.
I'll tell you this, Ryan. If this wins, this pays for everything we talked about last week. It's off air.
Well, that is exciting.
Beauty.
Beauty.
How do we send it off tonight?
HE's new nose 2024.
Hey, you know why I love MMA so much? It's pretty neat. That is 100% true, but it's also because it brings us together. You know what? Violence really does bring people together. Yes, let's get back